My name is Mike, I'm 17 years old, and my mother tongue is Russian. In Russia, we have a common wisdom, a very famous saying glorifying friendship. Don't have 100 rubles, but have 100 friends. In fact, it basically means that friends are more valuable than money, so you probably should have many friends. But I disagree completely with this message because, in my opinion, it is impossible to contact with 100 people regularly and, moreover, to communicate with them in a meaningful way. But what if we take a smaller group of people? I think that I found a curious strategy that helps me to make new relationships with different people and meet new experiences. So let me tell you my story. Okay. When I studied in a primary school, I was literally an outcast. I had only one friend at the time. His name was Ivan, and I absolutely appreciated him for one only quality. He stayed silent most of the time. He didn't like to talk. I didn't know how to talk. So we met each other. We both enjoyed playing chess, and our most common conversation consisted of two words: check, mate. I'm not joking, that's it. And what's worse, I didn't even know how to take a stab at being social. But inspiration came from nowhere. You see this guitar. I received that present when I entered the 5th grade. And I started taking guitar classes just to surprise my parents and just to try. But then weird things started happening meanwhile. First, I entered blogging courses, and I realized that I interact with all of my mates during the break time. Then I entered a business club for teenagers, where we created practical projects in teams. And then I became a team captain and proposed my own idea of a project. So I realized that people enjoy collaborating and co-working with me. And at the age of 14, on the courses of academic writing, I met a person who makes my life meaningful on a daily basis. So actually now I'm involved in different types of relationships. I'm not an outcast anymore. So which actually caused that transformation? I already mentioned my guitar, and now I'm deeply convinced that music and relationships have a lot in common. Both are dealing with emotions and consciousness. Both involve a lot of time, effort, and practice. So there are many parallels. And I will assist myself, and I will be playing fragments of a world-famous jazz composition that is called Take 5. And here comes the tip number 1. When Take 5 was first released, there was a complete revolution in jazz music because jazz standards of that time involved really strict rhythmical meter that was called 4/4. And I'm not going to dig into the music theory, but Take 5 features an absolutely different meter that is called 5/4. And the creator of Take 5 found his inspiration in Turkish music when he was traveling across Turkey in 1958. So the original home of Take 5 is Turkey, not the United States. We should be proud of that, shouldn't we? Each composition has its own story, and it is vital to know at least some facts about the composition to understand the emotional connotation, the tone of music. Each person also has his or her biography, and when we meet a new person, we should learn at least some basic facts about this person, about his hobbies, interests. It will help us to prevent many confusing and unpleasant situations in our first conversation. So let's imagine that we met a business partner, and we want to invite this business partner to negotiate about a new project in a cafe, so we invited him for a business lunch to the steakhouse. And this partner was a vegetarian. And our competitor explored his Instagram profile. He learned that he is a vegetarian, and he invited him to a vegetarian cafe. So whose offer would be actually accepted, and who will get the chance to collaborate with this partner? So probably we should use two most powerful tools of searching for information: social media and internet, and explore our companions. Here comes the tip number 2. I will start playing. Oops, sorry. Guys, did you enjoy how I played? Probably you did not, because you simply could not hear me and you could not make any impressions about my music. What's worse, I couldn't even hear myself, that quietly I was playing. And that is exactly what happens in our relationships when we stay shy, especially during the first meeting. We hide our values, our strengths, our interests from our companion and our companion is simply unable to understand who we are. There is no you in the room if you stay shy. And if you are afraid of mistakes and weaknesses, then probably being shy is the worst possible mistake during the first meeting, in my opinion. So we should fight our fears and be ourselves. You do you. Okay, and now I will finally start playing. Here I stopped playing because the first part of the composition has just finished, and compositions usually consist of multiple parts. But when we're learning the composition for the first time, we should learn them one by one. So we should examine the first part and deepen into technical details. Only when we finish this stage of learning, we can move to the second part, because otherwise our meter will fluctuate. We'll stop on difficult fragments and hurry on the simpler ones. And rhythmical issues are more noticeable for our listeners than technical ones. Relationships also consist of different stages, and we should exactly know with which stage are we dealing right now. So, guys, I think everyone understands that making out during the first date is not the best idea. But making out during the third date is still not the best idea, because both you and your partner in any type of relationships should search for mutual comfort and pleasure. And until you learn some facts about each other and you feel the comfortable atmosphere, there are no reasons to become closer. So please, no immediate proposals after being infatuated by someone, and no big deals after meeting an investor once. Okay, I will continue playing. And here I stopped playing because I blundered one of the elements, and it happens in music, and if you are performing, you should probably continue playing. But later, when you finish your performance, you should return back to this weakness and examine the causes of your failure. So maybe you should practice this element more, or there is a different reason, but you should return back. In our communication, we also make mistakes, and it is vital to learn the concept of a conscious sorry. By conscious sorry, I mean the skill of admitting mistakes and taking measures to prevent them in the future. So let's imagine a situation. You and your friend were discussing a very bitter ethical topic, and you presented your argumentation in a rude and generally suppressive manner. And you had a little tiff. What would you do after that? That's an open question.
Hit him in the face.
Oh, some other theories? Probably I believe that no one will hit the face. All of you would say sorry in a few hours or in a few minutes. And that's the right answer, because sorry is one of the most powerful words that exists in our language. Okay, and I'm also deeply convinced that to learn an instrumental composition, it is vital to listen to this composition multiple times, because when you listen the original version, you learn some tricks from the composer, you get used to the meter, to the rhythmical structure, and it really improves your skills. The same works for communication. You should be an active listener. By active listener, I mean not the situations when you are listening to a lecture and writing down something in your notebook. No, I'm talking about the skill of asking questions and interpreting them meaningfully. How are you doing today? What's up on your side? These are typical questions that fail to start a conversation because they do not imply any specific things. I'm doing fine. That's the most predictable answer. So we should search for questions that booster the conversation and that help our companion to tell a story. So that urge for some details. So which part of the event did you enjoy the most? Which people did you meet there? These questions are good examples of questions that help to start a discussion. And here comes tip number 6, one of the most important. Both music and relationships are delicate, so no forceful movements and no pressure. They sound horribly. Try to avoid manipulation and pull the strings gently. And the final tip, that is actually the most important. We should accept that both music and relationships are beautiful, so let's smile and enjoy them. If we share that attitude both in music and in life, we'll sound beautifully. Thank you very much.